All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we are doing our MCU movie bracket. We got all five of us here today. But first, let's get into the movie news because we kind of missed it last week. Quentin Tarantino confirms his next project is an 8-episode limited series. Filming begins in 2023.
What do you guys think is going to be on?
I don't know. Well, he said he's only doing 10 movies, right? So like this wouldn't count as a limited series. So I don't know. I've seen him. I mean, it's funny that we're doing the MCU movies because he's kind of been bashing them recently on Twitter and stuff like that, or I guess quotes have been taken out about him.
I don't think I've ever read anything of him talking about MCU at all.
Yeah,
well,
he
doesn't have to imply, like, it's just applied MCU because he's not wrong, because the MCU is fucked up cinema.
Wait.
And like, if you have a MCU movie out, it topples like any movie, and the movies aren't that fucking great.
Yeah, and it's not starring the actor like Chris Evans as Captain America, like a Captain America movie. It's not starring Chris Evans. It's starring like Captain America. That's what his whole point was. Like, it's about the character, and there's no room for new things. That's what he was saying. Like the Marvel formula, there's no real room for new things, which I don't know if I really agree with technically.
But I feel like their formula overstimulates new things. I feel like
like Ant-Man's a heist movie, and Captain America 2, Winter Soldier is like a spy thriller. Like they are different in certain ways. Sure, they all have kind of that theme, but I don't know.
Because they're all comic book movies. They're all superhero movies. Like it's,
But I mean, I know that Tarantino was in talks of doing the new Star Trek.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm not really a fan of Star Trek, but obviously if he does, he's going to do it in a crazy way that no one's ever done before.
Yeah.
So I'd make it sick. But most of his stuff is based on like historic events. Yeah. And he likes to kind of rewrite history. So, I mean, if he does a limited series, I'm curious to think if he's going to still go that route or if he's going to just do something else that he's never.
Maybe it'd be like the assassination of like JFK or some shit like that.
That'd be badass.
That'd be sweet. So you think this will drop like on HBO or something, or?
Yeah, I mean, HBO is the only streaming service that would allow him to do what he does.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask. I didn't know if it was already said where it's going. No, not yet.
He 100% wouldn't agree to Netflix or anything. So,
okay,
if anything, it's going to be an HBO.
Gotcha.
Or Apple TV, but I doubt it because I mean, Apple TV hasn't even had anything like that.
Yeah,
Joseph Quinn joins Lupita Nyong'o in A Quiet Place Day One. Joseph Quinn's from Stranger Things season 4.
Eddie Munson.
Yep. So I'm getting more and more excited about this movie that I didn't know existed like a month ago. But once they announced that she was on it, that he's on it.
How crazy was Quiet Place 1 and then they announced Quiet Place 2 just out of nowhere?
Yeah.
Like, why would that movie need a sequel? And it was going to be another one of those, like, oh, here it comes.
It was just like
sequel to ruin a great, like, original film. And then I think the second one's better than the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was good. Neck and neck.
Yeah, they're close. They're both good, like really good.
I like the idea of this. I wanted to, anything. I just had this conversation with my boss, oddly enough, about like, you'll hear where I'm going here in a sec, about The Walking Dead and how that kind of, for me, like that died off. But I said what was really interesting at first was when Fear the Walking Dead came out, because I liked the idea of like knowing like how this apocalypse would start, like those beginning days, because I feel like that's more relatable to like us, like people that aren't in the apocalypse. So something like this, we're getting that first day or like day one of A Quiet Place and kind of getting to understand like what really goes down when they land, when that like meteor or whatever they land on. It'll be cool to see like how people react. Obviously it's chaos, but I feel like that's interesting because that's like what would be reality. You don't know what would be the situation in 3 years. I guess that's cool though too to see, but I'm a big fan of that. Like early on, get to see what happened on day one.
I mean, in Quiet Place 2, they gave us like a little glimpse of like their lives,
but it was
the main characters' lives.
It was just
that was one of the best parts of that movie.
It was just a real little glimpse. So I'm curious to see like a full. It's a movie or a show?
It's a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a movie. Oh, all right.
And I assume
Dude, you
John
gotta
Krasinski
you gotta
will
go
direct
back and
it.
like look at some of those interviews with John Krasinski, because in Quiet Place 2, when they do that flashback scene of their town, when like the kids at the baseball game and all that, it's literally one big pan shot. It's a running
really
shot
cool
from like, I don't know what the time limit was, but the motherfucker directed, that's his second thing ever. And that's like that's the same thing like John Krasinski and Jordan Peele. Jordan Peele was kind of like one of the first people that we've seen that didn't have any directorial like history, Then he goes and comes out with Get Out, and it's literally a visual masterpiece. Like shit like that. It just looks crazy.
There's a real quick clip it in A Quiet Place. I want to say it's the first one of like a letter that happened. Obviously, it must have been not far after the event of the people or the aliens, whatever it is, landing. And it says it's cool. It looks official. It's a real quick clip it, but it's like, I think it's at the starting of the movie, but it's a letter from the Department of Defense to like it says like to all U.S. citizens, like, we cannot help you. You are on your own. And I was like, oh shit, that'd be scary as fuck. Like,
I mean, it's realistic.
When your own government's like, hey, sorry.
At least
that's what would fucking happen.
Dude. That's exactly
that happened to us.
Like, aliens showed up, they'd like throw like one nuke at it, and then when it would do nothing, it'd be like, oh,
send the letters. Send the letters.
It's literally
head to the bunker.
In apocalyptic world, it is every man for themselves. No one is catering to anyone. No one's aiding anyone. It's over.
Except us, right? You know?
No, they're fucked.
We're not even us.
Well, when you run for presidency, we'll at least have a heads up.
Yeah.
Well, I'll send you a text.
We got the first trailer for Pixar's Elemental, which is releasing on June 6th in theaters next year.
That's the one that's a ripoff off the cool math games, right?
Kinda. Not much to say about this movie. It looks great.
That's funny.
Pixar doesn't miss.
Let me say this. This is how you do
Pixar movie.
I watched the trailer for this. This is how you do a teaser. We have no idea what's happening in this movie at all.
Mm-hmm.
All we know is like kind of about the world.
It looks cool.
Oh man, it's fire and ice. They're about to.
Yeah, that's how you do a teaser, though. You don't. I know nothing about this fucking plot. Like, I feel like Marvel puts out a teaser, and I'm like, oh, all right, I know who Doctor Strange is fighting.
Because the movie doesn't come out for another 7 months.
Now, will they be linking up with Heat Miser and Snow Miser from A Year Without Santa Claus?
It is
that is actually my multiverse.
It's like Jack Frost coming into the Santa Claus movies.
Fast and Furious 10, also known as Fast X, budget was increased to $340 million.
They're going to one of the most space.
It's making one of the most expensive movies to make ever.
Isn't that the second, like, tied for the second, like, highest movie ever?
Yeah, I think Endgame was the most, or one of those. Avatar 2 is number
$340 million for another Fast and Furious movie. Go solve world.
Nah, bro, it's for fucking family.
So, which one of you guys, which one of you fucks is going to see this and keeping them in business? Because it's sure as hell not me. I've seen about.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
Okay, so
dude, you gotta think. We talk all this crap about movies, but wait till we have kids and. Like, you have to go see a shitty movie.
It's a horrible franchise.
Go see Fast and Furious 48.
Oh, dude, the family.
Everything from Fast and Furious 4 on.
What are you talking about?
We got a first look at Indiana Jones 5 pictures, and Harrison Ford will apparently be de-aged back to Raiders of the Lost Ark at certain parts throughout the film.
He's on record saying it's the most realistic de-aging he's seen. Like, he actually believed it.
Yeah,
let me get my 2 cents in there. Why the hell do they drop pictures of a movie before a trailer?
Teaser. Tease the movie.
That's not. All
it was him dressed up as.
I think they do that
exactly. It's kind of pointless.
The Star Wars movies.
They're just getting it like covered before paparazzi goes
ahead.
Yeah,
great
hype. Much money, you fucking idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Barbie movie, bro.
He wants to see the whole goddamn movie in the trailer. Like, give him the movie.
That's a very dumb question.
I don't like it. Like, you don't understand. You don't understand how
someone
big
tell that Hayden doesn't.
Wait. You don't understand how big of an announcement that was that Harrison Ford's coming back for Indiana Jones 5. It's huge.
Is it meant, bro?
If you haven't seen all of them, then you're not as hyped. You don't understand. It's like everyone thought that.
How would you like them to roll it out, dude?
Just say that they're filming it and then drop a teaser.
Yeah, but like even like the Batman movie that came out this year.
Is that not a fucking teaser though?
No, remember like
still pictures of.
Remember like the Batman movie this year. Remember like 2 years ago they released like Robert Pattinson's like what his Batman logo would be and what the Bat car looked like.
That was sweet.
That was just great hype. It was just pictures. There was no trailer or anything for it.
Yeah, it just showed the 2 pistols.
Yeah, it's his chest plate.
The
and
one
then
pistol
had
that
the
was
car
cutting
too.
head.
With the way things are nowadays, it was gonna get leaked eventually, so they might as well get ahead of it.
I think that's like the biggest thing because like we're watching it happen in real time. Like, and again, I brought up the Barbie thing as a joke, but for real, dude, for like 2 weeks, our Twitter feed was filled with all like movie podcasting and shit, just talking about that movie because there was like so many pictures coming from it. And like, and at a certain point, like they just started like Barbie started releasing it themselves because they're like, fuck it, like everyone's seen it already.
I
And
remember
I
seeing
feel
that
like,
shit.
and
Too,
like, and on top of that, though, you take Indiana Jones, which does have hype, and it fucking sucks that we are getting pictures because I'm totally with you, Aiden. It's just the fact that like they do have to get ahead of it, and something this fucking big, dude, like that would sell for millions. Like the company would be like, "Fuck that," and they could even pay a company to reveal it.
But I'm pretty sure that Indiana Jones is a Disney movie. None of the Star Wars have ever been leaked. None of the Marvel movies have ever been leaked.
Yes, they have.
I'm talking set pictures.
They have.
Not some crazy shit.
That's the
what's
dumbest.
fucking crazy, bro? They showed Indiana Jones in the Indiana Jones movie. What the fuck?
Have you not
saying we're talking
scrolled through Reddit?
No. Fuck. No, sorry.
Have you not looked on Instagram? Have you not looked on Instagram, Twitter, and just opened your fucking dumb eyes?
I've never seen a set picture of any of those films out of any of them that we've seen.
Oh shit.
Well, you're fucking blind as a bat, then, buddy.
All right, let's get on to the next movie.
I don't follow the leak pages. Sorry.
Bob Iger is back as CEO at Disney, effective immediately. Bob Chapek has stepped down. So, how long was he out for? Maybe a year, 2 years? I feel like he wasn't gone for that long.
A little over a year, I think.
Yeah. I don't know why he came back, but I'm happy he did.
You guys see Disney just released like let go of like thousands of employees.
That's
really?
Everywhere.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's too damn expensive and no one's going. Yeah. They're price gouging like a motherfucker.
That's every company.
Yeah, but Disney's awful. It's like $50,000 to take 3 kids to Disney.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's ridiculous.
That
was our last sponsorship. I think
my kids are going to Six Flags.
Yeah, not even Six Flags. You can watch every Disney movie at home.
My kids are going to 3 Flags.
Speaking of Disney, Andor finale runtime is going to be 54 minutes and has a post-credit scene. We're all, I know Aiden's pretty much almost caught up. The rest of us are going to catch up. Obviously, we're going to review this movie or this series soon, season 1, in the next couple of weeks here. So, but that's pretty exciting.
Josh, what episode are you on as of right now?
I've watched the first 3, so
nice.
I'm going to be able to grind it out, binge
4,
it.
and I'm on 5 right now.
Yeah,
it's a really good show, man.
Oh, I'm fucking enjoying it, dude.
I'm excited.
It just gets so much better.
I don't want to overstep again. I'm only.
I was gonna start it 2 weeks ago, but I was like, there's 2 episodes left. I'm just gonna wait for it all to be out so I can just watch it.
I bought a new TV to watch this.
Yeah, I'm excited. Glass Onion, which is another movie we're gonna review here soon. Glass Onion is now at a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that's based off 127 reviews. So that's really cool. Wow. Yeah, I'm excited. As of right now, it seems like
we're going to see it in the theater, right?
Yeah. So here's how it kind of works. Tomorrow, from when we're recording this, Wednesday the 23rd of November, you can go see it for like a week in theaters, but it comes out around Christmas time, at Christmas, and then a week after that, it comes out on Netflix because it's a Netflix movie.
So, of those 127 reviews, how many are Josh and Aiden? I
haven't seen the movie.
2 of them.
I haven't seen the movie, but I
know you guys are big Glass Onion fans, and that's probably why it has a 90.
I'm a big Glass Onion fan too.
All I know is I got the Mediterranean omelet, and I was getting the
no, they got those little hash brown things, the little potatoes.
Yeah, I was definitely.
We may have to film that episode there.
I was on the throne,
dude. Hey Andrew, I feel like you'd be able to get us plugged in. You should make that happen. We record live from Glass Onion to talk about Glass Onion.
It's a restaurant, by the way.
Tell him I'll pay him $20 to like stay open for an extra hour.
Mediterranean omelet had them doing the main card in my stomach, man. 5 rounds. Bare knuckle brawl.
Yan Damage will now direct the Blade movie, and the script is being written by Michael Strawberry.
So who is he?
Yan Damage he directed White Boy Rick.
Nothing.
Yeah, he's a French film director. The only movie that we've seen by him is by White Boy Rick. Yeah.
Yep.
Good movie.
Yeah,
it was a good movie.
I'm surprised that they let Marvel would let someone like with not too much experience, film a movie as big as Blade too.
Well, look at like Captain America 4. The dude making that movie or directing that movie did Cloverfield Lane, the bad one, the one on Netflix that was like
Paradox.
Yeah, Paradox. I got like a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes. So you know, yeah, I think so. It got one.
Imagine just making a movie, bro. Like that's your job. Like you don't just go and like make like even making a bad movie is like unheard of. Realistically, like in that industry. Imagine making one that's got 5% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
dude, you gotta retire. Like,
is it really that bad? It's 5.
That's honestly like switching your major.
Goddamn.
I think you just gotta try something.
It might be in the teens.
Honest to God, I think all of us could combine our brains together and make a better script than
I think between the 5 of us, we could pull off at least a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like first, I'm not saying we're cranking out a 90% movie. Like, come on, we're first, but I think we can get like, I don't know, maybe like a 62 or something.
They're just like, all right, so you guys got the plum.
I could probably shoot a whole ass movie on my iPhone and get like a 6%.
Small Guys movie going live.
Shitty edits.
iMovie edits. We edit the whole movie.
Remember those Indian movies when those clips were popping up on our TikTok, bro? Of edits like that. Where it's Aiden doing a backflip.
No, Josh and Brian, we gotta bring back the Thor skit that we did in high school.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything for movie news side of things. To kind of get into this bracket, to explain it, if you haven't seen the last bracket episode we've done, last one we did was best franchise movies, our best franchises. This is the MCU movies, so no like X-Men or anything like that, or Deadpool, none of that stuff.
But it's canon.
No, no. So I did have to, when I made this, because all the brackets I was looking for didn't have the new Black Panther movie yet, and they only let you do 32, and there's 30 Marvel movies now. So I did add Werewolf by Night and Loki. Eventually in the future we'll do Marvel show bracket or tier list or whatever. But I kind of just added those two in because those two are personally my favorite, and I think a lot of people's favorites if you had to pick any of the Marvel shows. So we're gonna do that, and then if you want to watch along while we do this, you can go check out our YouTube, Small Guys Pod, or anything like that. Please get a download on Apple or Spotify. But yeah, as we go along, I'll read off which one it is. Each one of us have a vote. There's 5 of us. We'll kind of explain both movies for the first matchups that we get them in, kind of explaining what our thoughts are on them, and then we'll have them compete, and we'll see who makes it to the end. Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds good to me, Joshua.
Let's fucking do it.
All right, so the first matchup we have actually is Loki versus Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Can we start?
Go ahead.
We're going Loki on this one for me personally.
Why is that?
It's the first MCU show.
It's the best MCU show.
Yeah, it just like took me by surprise. Prior to this, we got WandaVision and Captain what the fuck was it? Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier.
Yeah. This is actually one I remember, Brian. You weren't watching the Marvel shows yet, and I remember I was gassing you. I was like, if you're not even gonna watch them, check out Loki.
Yep.
It's fucking good.
I found that this show was very appealing and like actually did something for the plot wise, showing like that the Infinity Stones are literally just paperweights to these motherfuckers. That is one of the craziest things. And again, if you're like a casual viewer, maybe you pick up on that. But for us who have went through all of this now and watched the conclusion, it's just like, holy fuck, like we watched this whole thing over 5 of these bitches. They have 30 of them in a drawer and they use it as a paperweight.
they like the color of the green one to use as a paperweight more. It's like, what the fuck? No, in this show, actually it was one of the only Marvel show for me, and not that many shows do it, but I really felt sucked into this. I felt like it had like a theme behind it. I really felt it. Like they did a really good job with the set production, like everything on this show. I was head over heels for. And when you compare it to Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which arguably had a really high bar set because of the first one, and then you get this fucking cameo bullshit feature presentation movie. I'm not sure who's defending Doctor. I don't think any of us are.
I'm not for sure. I'll tell you that.
Anyone want to try and?
Well, outside of No Way Home, this is like really one of the first movies where we get to see variants too, right? And this is the first show where we're seeing variants. So I think that's kind of cool that these are matched up first.
I almost think Loki did more for the multiverse than fucking
I agree.
I think so too.
Loki did more for he literally
with fucking multiverse in its name.
Yeah.
That's why.
It's actually funny that we have this matchup for our very first.
Yeah. I think it's a good matchup. Yeah,
it is good.
We randomly, just to let people know, we randomly shuffled these. So
I think out of all the Phase 4, Multiverse of Madness was the most anticipated one out of all of them.
Yeah,
it was such a letdown. It was
huge letdown. Like Thor, for example, the Thor movies are going off of like, well, the first two are kind of shit, and then the third one
realized what worked,
and then the third one was really good. And they went a little way too hard into the comedy side of that movie, and boom, you get the fourth one, which was also kind of a meh.
That's just shitty Phase 4 in my opinion.
High when you wrote that script for the fourth one.
The fourth one, like they were like, oh, okay, we see what worked with the third one. Let's go fucking balls to the walls with the comedy and the like childish humor and.
They didn't have that balance.
No, that's why the third one was so good. But all right, we cool with we good with the vote on Loki?
Yeah. Yep. So is that all 5 votes to Loki?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So next matchup is Ant-Man versus Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ooh, it's definitely Ant-Man 1.
Some of the coolest posters, right, Brian?
Yeah, dude. The third one, I fucking love the third one already.
Yeah.
The posters for the new movie are sweet, like you were saying.
Yeah. So personally, here I like the first movie. I actually like the first. It might be in my top 10 Marvel movies. I love the first Ant-Man movie.
I would put it in my top 10.
Yeah, it feels like it. Like I mean, I know I love heist movies. That's Tower Heist, one of the best movies this year. But yeah, Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man. When it came out right after Age of Ultron, I believe, and. Yeah, it just felt like one of the first MCU movies, because then Doctor Strange came out a year later, the first one. But it felt like one of those MCU movies that just wasn't attached to Avengers.
It felt
much
different.
At all, outside of like Guardians. Good. Yeah, like felt different. And I love Paul Rudd. And the second one sadly kind of let me down a little bit. I mean, it still had its moments and fun stuff, but like the plot was kind of a mess.
Is there anyone that wants to defend the second one?
Or talk about what you liked about it, or didn't.
I mean, the only thing that
was I think I'm leaning. I'm first.
They introduced the quantum realm, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, the third one's gonna be the best out of all of them.
And the end credit scene was pretty cool.
Don't get me wrong, though. The Wasp plot wasn't terrible. Like I do remember thoroughly enjoying it, but like again, when you get the first one and like you, Josh, brought up Guardians and Ant-Man were like one of the only twos like from these movies from the MCU that like took me by surprise, like they fucking had like something else going on and like you said, not tied to the Avengers, which I thought was fucking perfect. And the second one kind of gave that vibe, but it wasn't obviously, we've already seen it now. And it's just like, what else can they do except for, like Aiden said, they introduced the quantum realm.
Yeah. But then, you got to think, like we bring up every time we talk about Marvel, like the casting. Imagine anyone playing Ant-Man besides Paul Rudd. It just doesn't even seem right. Like,
and it worked out for us because Paul Rudd literally like got his hands on the script, right, and remade it to make it funny. Because they wanted it to make it like a serious movie, and he was just like, "Why the fuck? Like, I'm an ant. Let's make this shit goofy."
And they got Michael Pena in it too, which is perfect.
Michael Pena's scene where he's going on and on and on.
And my grandma died, and
oh my
my sister, and he's like doing a voiceover for all the girls and everything that's in the.
Yeah, I mean, this is Michael Pena's second heist movie, and he delivers. So
yeah, dude. Well, this is his first real heist movie, where he mattered.
You got to give how well they set up the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp into Endgame. The fact that you know he's in the quantum realm, and then out of nowhere, you have no idea the first time watching. You're like, what the hell is going on?
Actually,
Chow or what's his name? Cho, the doctor. What's that guy's name?
Pym? You got me confused, huh?
Hank Pym?
No, the security guard in Endgame. He's a doctor in real life. He's in the Hangovers.
Oh, yeah, it is Chow.
Yeah, Chow.
Oh.
Yeah, so
I forgot about his.
I thought you were talking about this movie. I was so confused. That's Endgame, dude.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, and then just the fact that you don't even know what's going on, and then out of nowhere, he's just comes out of the quantum realm.
Yeah.
Like,
all right. So for vote, are we all feeling first Ant-Man?
Unanimous again?
First Ant-Man.
I'm with it.
Yeah. First Ant-Man.
It's pretty easy so far. Let's get one where we have to.
Okay, Spider-Man No Way Home and The Incredible Hulk.
Oh my god.
Oh damn.
Spider-Man No Way
tough.
Home.
So,
so
The Incredible Hulk is like one of the first.
Honestly, though,
How is this canon?
You have to take into consideration The Incredible Hulk is still a good ass movie.
It is.
Like, it's enjoyable. And anyone that says it's not, Edward Norton plays a good ass Hulk.
Yep.
And it's just like it's.
So do you like Mark Ruffalo more? Aiden, do you like Mark Ruffalo more? Or no?
I honestly don't.
Okay.
For being honest, I don't.
I liked him as like a Bruce Banner. And then like
he's
Hulk,
not a good Hulk.
Hulk, he wasn't bad, but then what MCU did with the Hulk, where like he's wearing glasses and shit, like I don't think that would have flown at all with Edward Norton. That's why I think Mark Ruffalo works.
MCU has fucked up the Hulk's story so fucking much. I can't play it. Pisses me off so much.
There's no
person that can agreeably
to his story. It's all over the place. It's like, who the fuck is that character?
There's no one person on this earth that says MCU's Hulk is like their favorite character out.
Okay, so what jump was
embarrassing to say?
But there was a time jump pretty much up until like Infinity War Endgame where it's just like, oh, he's Smart Hulk now. Like
so bad.
No fucking like they don't tell us anything.
Like, the best Hulk that we saw was either in this movie or it was in Ragnarok.
Yeah,
he's like Planet or World War Hulk.
I like him in Avengers.
Yeah, the first Avengers.
First
Avengers is good too. Hell yeah. But we know like there's no movie. Like this is the only Hulk movie we have, and it's good. Like it is a solid Hulk movie.
Yeah.
He's just breaking shit. That's all it is.
But
yeah,
then,
what
then you pair it up against
No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
And like I said, the dumbest thing ever is, oh, the Hulk is too expensive. Oh, sorry, Marvel's broke.
Well, no, it's not even that. It's probably with the like having to do with the rights and shit is why it's too expensive to do it. Because like
they put him in every movie.
Well, yeah, but again, like it's an Avengers movie. Like he can't really have his own thing.
And straight up,
they don't know how to write a story.
No, straight up, if they're gonna use the Hulk, as much as they've used him, he better be breaking shit for that 10 minutes.
Too late.
In the movie.
There's no way they split the switch on that.
Obviously not now, but I'm saying
I know, but I'm just
that's
saying
how they should have handled him up until this point.
Like I hope that his son that they just announced, like I hope he just I hope he's like batshit crazy. I hope he just fucks everything up.
He better.
Well, so what about No Way Home? That was before obviously this podcast started, so we didn't really get to talk about that movie pretty much ever, I don't think. What do you guys think about that movie, like in Phase 4? And
let me say this.
Top Phase 4 movie.
Let me say this about this movie really quick. When Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire came on that screen, I almost came to my pants, honestly. That might have been,
we were all in there giddy as hell.
My favorite like movie, like the scene of all time, like theater experience, hands down.
I was next
viewers and listeners. I really wish you could see Mike in that
I was next to two random people.
Mike literally jumped up in the air and was clapping like this.
Yeah, Mike was literally right next to me in the theater, fucking gripping my leg, shaking popcorn everywhere.
Yeah, no, Mike had a little mini skirt on and some pom-poms.
He was. I'm like, bro,
you're just cheerleading.
Hey, you might have saw that video of Mike. It was that video of someone doing a backflip in the theater. That was Mike.
Oh, and the hype for this movie too did feel like kind of Endgame-ish, like. You know what I mean? Like, I remember when we went to the theaters that first night when it came out, the premiere, and like the entire parking lot.
Spider-Man fucking hoodie.
Yeah, the entire parking lot was like packed. Like it looked like Endgame all over again. And this is like post-COVID. And the movie did like it was crazy, and they didn't show obviously that.
Doing it did like
you've got
1.7 billion.
How do you top this as a Spider-Man movie? You've got all the Spider-Mans that we know, and who should we pair it with? Oh, one of the coolest fucking Avengers? Oh, okay.
and I want to say this.
I think it would have been a good send-off, honestly. But then again, it's never going to end.
Yeah, and I want to say this too. The Spider-Man character, is one of my favorites, and the way the movie ends, I think, has one of the coolest Marvel movie endings.
Yeah,
where he's in his apartment
with his new suit,
with the scanner.
This it really shows that like the first 3 Tom Holland movies are like prequels for him, like the beginning for him. Now he's actually Spider-Man, and it reminds me of the Spider-Man PS4 game and everything like that. So,
but plus he got the fucking he got the Uncle Ben talk finally. Without an Uncle Ben, he got that talk. Yeah, the Aunt May talk, and then on top of that too, you got these 2 Spider-Man coming in, teaching him everything that they fucking knew, and like so. the Andrew Garfield scene where he catches Zendaya, right, and everyone goes fucking crazy, and like even he starts crying because we all know what happens with his Gwen Stacy. But he goes on that monologue beforehand, and he's just like where he's like where he goes that like you don't want to go out there angry, like I did that for a while and I didn't pull punches, implying that Andrew Garfield has just straight up killed people. Like that's sick. So like you can't top that. Like this Spider-Man starts off new beginning. No one knows who the fuck he is anymore. Sucks. He's got no family, but again, like now he could just do Spider-Man full time. And we got like almost a Tobey Maguire ass shot where he's sitting there listening to the police scanner and just jumps out the window.
Yeah. Well, and I think the biggest thing for him, just with the character development too, is that he finally has real world problems now. He doesn't have to rely on Tony Stark, which I think
he's got rent.
A big argument.
He's one of us now.
Well, and that's the thing too. I think I always wondered, like, oh, what would it be like if people knew who he was and everything like that? Because we've seen 3 different versions of Spider-Man now where he has a secret identity. So I think that's pretty cool too. Is that we got kind of a look at what it'd be like, and to all his villains from the past movies that we've seen that we grew up with as kids, right? We're back in this movie, and they all did fantastic jobs. So I obviously we got to vote for this, right? I mean, it's unanimous.
Spider-Man for sure.
That alone.
Let's roll it.
Otto Octavius.
Ooh. Yep. Okay, next matchup is Werewolf by Night and Avengers Endgame.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Endgame.
We don't have discussion needed.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it.
No, but Werewolf by Night was good.
Let's talk Werewolf by Night. Really
we already did a whole episode.
We did. It's great. It's great.
I mean, it's good. Listen to the episode. Next.
Yeah, it's good. All right. Good watch.
All right, Spider-Man: Far From Home and Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3.
All right.
Best MCU Christmas movie ever fucking made.
Honestly, this is by far Jake Gyllenhaal, good ass Mysterio,
don't get me wrong.
But this is one of the shittiest movies out of the 3. So
I don't know about
I wouldn't call it shitty. I was agreeing.
Okay.
What's it gonna be? It's gonna be 3, 1, 2.
No, I think it goes 1, 3, 2. 1's the best, 3's okay, and then 2's eh.
You think Homecoming's better than No Way Home?
Oh, I'm talking Iron Man movies.
No,
sorry.
We're talking Spider-Man.
Sorry. I think it goes. Yeah, I think it goes.
2 is definitely the worst.
I think
2 is. Yeah,
I personally
I'm not wrong.
Maybe I don't know.
But Aiden, the consensus for most people is Far From Home is better than Homecoming. But I agree with you. I think Homecoming is better. I don't know. I think Homecoming.
I think it goes 3-2-1. To be honest, it's just getting better.
I think it's 3-1-2.
Dude, you get a shitty.
I could go 3-2-1.
Nick Fury. That's a scroll. So I mean, big twist. Like that's cool. But
are we talking about Spider-Man? Or are we talking about
Spider-Man?
Spider-Man, Mike.
Sorry, I thought you guys meant Avengers.
No. If we're talking about Spider-Man, it goes No Way Home, Homecoming, and then Far From Home. Anybody that says different's wrong.
Well, here's the thing. So, like,
I think you could interchange Homecoming and Far From Home, and I wouldn't be too hurt.
But then we're gonna do 3, 1, 2 on Spider-Man. Then we're gonna do
1, 3, 2 on Iron Man.
3, 2 on Iron Man.
I'd go 3, 1, 2 on Iron Man.
So here's the reason. Here's the reason why to play devil's advocate. Here's the reason why I think people don't like Homecoming as much is because they feel like it's too much Iron Man in a Spider-Man movie.
Whoa.
Which I get that, but I feel like this is the first genuine time since Spider-Man 2002 where we're actually seeing like a high school Spider-Man, and I love that aspect. Whereas in Far From Home, they're on like, it's Far From Home, it's like summer vacation. Yeah, Far From Home, it doesn't really seem like they're in school anymore, kind of technically. I mean, they're not, but like it didn't give you that high school feeling. And two, just to mention, in all 3 of these movies, you really never get to get a full swinging of him through New York until the end of the 3rd movie, which. So I personally like Homecoming more. I think I've watched Homecoming a lot more than Far From Home.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's not the debate here.
Yeah, we got Far From Home versus Spider-Man 3.
Like, I get it. You guys like Homecoming. It's wrong that you guys like it more than Far From Home,
Brian on this.
But it's fine because I'm also ignorant to the fact that I think Iron Man 3 is better than 1. I'll say it.
Wow.
I'm taking Iron Man 3.
That's a terrible take.
I don't know, guys, because like the first one's great, but the 3rd one,
the 3rd one is cool. It is sweet. I remember seeing that one in theaters.
Yeah, we all went for Nick's birthday.
We did. That was a cool movie. It is Christmas themed, which was weird because it came out in April or May, which was strange. Like it'd be cool to see it now because it's around Christmas time. I will say Far From Home. I'm going to go with Iron Man 3 here, but Far From Home was cool because this is a cool matchup because this was the first post. This is the first post Tony Stark movie. That's kind of cool. something about that. Like, I mean, he's like the OG of the MCU.
And this is where Tony Stark got his heart too in the third one, where he wanted to get the arc reactor out of him and shit.
Yeah, so
and
cool
he was
matchup.
like, all right,
I know where I'm going.
Like, I'm here for you, baby girl, which was a lie, but
fucking,
but to the plot of Iron Man 3, like the villain is kind of lacking. Good. Yeah, and then too, like he threatens a terrorist and then doesn't prep for it at all, and then the one suit he calls is like,
well, yeah, because that just shows that he's not fucking untouchable, dude. That's what's cool about this. It's like it's Tony Stark getting rocked back into fucking reality.
I can't
humbled a little bit.
I can't unsee though that Iron Man 3, it's got this guy that's giddy and he's like, I want to work with you. I want to work with you. And then, Iron Man's like, no. And then, he becomes the villain. And
then he does that early 2000 shit where he gets rid of the glasses and the pimples and everyone's like, he's hot.
Yeah. And it's kind of, I don't know if you think about it, just think with me real quick. The exact same plot as The Incredibles.
Yeah.
Boys like, let me work with you.
Here. When you find out that the Mandarin is fucking Ben Kingsley,
yeah.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Trevor.
And that's the cool thing about Tony Stark. Like he is this like confident billionaire, can do whatever he wants. Like that's what makes him a badass. And
but then after watching Shang-Chi, they kind of fixed the plot of Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but now we're relying on different movies to fix other movies. Yeah, I mean,
well, that's
just straight up this movie versus that movie. And I think Iron Man 3 was the last like Paramount like esque kind of movie too for Marvel. So,
I'm taking Iron Man 3.
I don't know what I want to vote here.
It's me, Pop, and Andrew, so it's already 3 against 5. So
I'm just gonna say I'm taking Far From Home. I'm not even big on Far From Home, but I'm even lower on all.
I think I would have taken Iron Man 3. So
you pick it Far From Home. You're far from right, buddy.
4-1 on that one.
And you're far from bitches, buddy. How about
all right, Thor, the first Thor, and then versus Iron Man 2.
First Iron Man.
First, both Phase 1 movies.
I think Iron Man 2.
So Thor 1 had the.
These are bullshit. I like this matchup. 2 shitty movies.
So Thor had
at least the villain was sweet.
Thor, and it's not even fucking close. Whiplash is one of the worst fucking villains in the MCU. Period.
Yeah, no, I'm going Thor for sure.
You had a bird.
Well, so
and Elon Musk is in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, now I'm really going Thor.
Yeah, now I'm really going.
Please don't ban our Twitter, Elon.
First Thor movie had the fake hair, and then they dyed his eyebrows. The thing that bothers me about the first
Thor
movie,
Natalie Portman in it, so I'll take Thor 1.
The thing that bothered me about the first Thor movie is like the amount
of
the
horniest person on this earth.
I'm not horny. I just like her as an actress.
Yeah.
The amount of tilted cams. Have you guys seen this movie recently?
I know what you're talking about.
Throw up.
So like they tilt the first Thor, they tilt the camera like 20 times, like every single time, like they pan down,
make any sense.
And they tilt it constantly. It gives me a headache watching it now. I don't know. I think I've definitely watched Iron Man 2 way more than the first Thor. But
I'm actually gonna go Iron Man 2 on this.
I know
the villain's horrible, but I'm an Iron Man.
I know this isn't the matchup, but I'm just curious. Do you guys like the first Thor movie more than the second?
Yeah, I honestly don't remember either of them.
I like the second they mix together, but I like the first one better than the second.
She gets touched by one of the stones, and it's like in her blood.
Okay,
and then she's dying. That's all I remember from it.
But I don't know.
I'm going first Thor on this one. Douchebag the hero story, and then Iron Man 2. Like again, I remember Whiplash is the thing.
I'm actually. Go ahead,
dude. The suitcase scene, though.
Nope, you guys are missing the key point. Key point, boys. Key point.
What's the key point?
War Machine.
We get
good one, Aiden.
Hawkeye introduced in Thor 1.
Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
So I'm taking Thor 1.
Don't we get Black Widow in Iron Man 2?
This build-up was nice though, because at the end credit scene of Iron Man 1, no one knew what the fuck an end credit scene was.
Black Widow is in Iron Man.
Black Widow is in Iron Man 2.
Yeah, she's introduced.
We get the 2 shittiest Avengers introduced.
I don't get Iron Man on the donut.
Alive, so
listen, for me, it's pretty fucking clear cut that Thor is a better movie. I'm sorry, you're fucking stupid if you think Iron Man 2 is better.
Yeah, I'm taking Thor 1 on this.
But
I'm going Iron Man.
The one thing that I like about Iron Man is like that's a good Nick Fury. That's a good Samuel L. Jackson.
But is Iron Man 2 when he's sitting in the donut?
He's in the diner and then he comes up.
Ah man, that scene alone, that might sway me.
Okay, so tell me this. In terms of the build-up for the first Avengers movie, what does more in terms of building up to the Avengers?
Good point.
Thor, introducing Thor.
What
I
does
don't
more?
know. It's kind of
What
split
does
because,
more?
like we said, Iron Man 2 introduces Black Widow and Thor introduces
What was the end credit scene in Iron Man 2? I have no idea.
Hawkeye. Yeah. Iron Man 2. I think Captain America, right? Didn't it lead into that?
Was it? Yeah. It was because I remember I went with my aunt and uncle to see this, and my uncle had read online. And he was like, "Hey,
okay,
we got."
Well, that kind of backfired on me, but
Yeah.
still,
I was like, I knew that movie
We
had
literally
some, and
got the first
it's close
Avenger.
for me, but
Dude, in the part when Iron Man fites War Machine, like in his
all right, you swayed me
Malibu
back.
house.
I'm on the Iron Man 2 wave.
if you
I'm
guys
voting
take
Iron
Iron
Man
Man
2.
2, I'm really leaving.
And he
Yeah,
can
I'm
piss in the
taking
suit.
Iron Man
And he
2.
can piss in
We
the
all
suit.
just took Iron Man 2 except for you.
I like.
Then
in
we
the
get
beginning
the
of the
get the
movie.
good scene of Samuel L. Jackson talking to him in the
Wait,
donut,
you're
the
totally
donut shop.
you're totally
We get-
forgetting about the unexplained actor switch from Iron Man 1 to Iron Man 2 with Rhodey.
Yeah, we
You're
get a
just
new
supposed to
War
accept
Machine.
it.
Exactly.
Oh,
John
my-
Cena just who the fuck is that?
I remember watching this and being like,
That's War Machine.
wait a minute.
And we get what's his name, Hammer. Isn't Hammer like the villain in the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron
so-
Man-
Iron Man 2.
It's
Iron
a
Man
shitty
2
movie.
is-
They're two shitty movies.
Okay,
but
so
I
this
had
seems
more
pretty
fun
close. So-
watching Iron Man 2.
So Brian, what's
Iron
your
Man
vote?
2 is my vote.
I'm going Iron Man 2.
Mikey, Thor,
Thor.
Andrew,
Iron Man 2.
Aiden.
Iron Man 2.
All right,
Dude.
I would have gone Thor, Mike.
Yeah.
I would have gone Thor. Thor has a better plot.
Iron Man 2 is
him
a
having to
bottom
become
3
more the-
MCU movie.
Yeah, in the
The
Destroyer.
first Thor is
But
a
Iron
lot-
Man 2 wins.
I'm
I'm
glad
doing
to
this
see
off my
Iron
own
Man 2
enjoyment.
advancing.
I had more fun watching Iron Man 2.
If this was
Okay.
the second Thor compared to the
Yeah.
second Iron
Ooh,
Man,
that's a hard
it'd
one.
be-
Okay, next is Black Widow versus Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Really?
Black Widow did nothing other than introduce the young Avenger, which is her sister, and I already forgot her name.
Florence
Elena.
And then you get the piece of shit. What's her name? Elaine from Seinfeld.
Yeah.
That comes at the end and like tells her that Hawkeye killed her sister, and then we get that dumbass scene in the Hawkeye show.
And she's
where
black.
trying
She's
to-
in Black Widow.
And
Yeah.
we get, they need to leave that motherfucker in
Or,
the upside
Black Panther,
down.
sorry.
Black Widow. I think
Hopper.
that was the only movie I like. Wasn't home when you guys went to go see that. In
I
theaters.
wasn't home either, Andrew.
So I didn't see that in theaters. I saw it on Disney
Me neither.
Plus
I
like
literally-
months later and was like, damn.
I didn't even watch it.
I
'cause
really
think you
missed out.
texted, Andrew.
It was a
I think you
real
texted
culture
about
shock
it.
to MCU fans when Taskmaster was a
Female.
woman.
And
What?
Let me say this about Black Widow. I think it's just a couple phases too late, and because of that,
That's a good
Yeah.
point, Mike.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, it should've
If
been.
we would have got this around Iron Man 2 Thor levels, then sure.
Brian, what about the goats though?
the goats? I fucking
Come on, I mean, doesn't that take it
Horrible.
down a little bit for you?
yeah, that's why this
Thor
movie
was still a better
I-
movie all
yeah,
around.
Thor, I was at least entertained by, as bad as that movie
you
is.
still have Christian Bale.
Christian
as
Bale.
Christian
Yeah,
Bale,
but-
we got to see the Guardians at the
one
beginning.
of the best villains in the MCU.
Yeah, but Mike, they
Besides-
fucked that up too, kind of.
I think
Yeah,
that was
they
the biggest
did,
upset
but-
too of that
He
movie.
still did awesome.
And we get the
Ah.
ultimate Heimdall
forgot.
son, Axel.
Yeah, please, Thor, save us.
All right,
But
so
we-
with a
we didn't
vote,
talk
are
about-
we
Honestly, that movie is really funny.
are we unanimous?
I've only seen
Thor?
it once, but it's
Unanimous
hilarious.
Thor.
Yeah, it's unanimous.
All right, let's hit the next one. We've
All right,
got.
next is Spider-Man: Homecoming versus Doctor Strange. Thor versus Doctor Strange.
Ooh,
Oh,
I'm just gonna be the first one to say it. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. I was gonna say with all that shit I just talked, where I think
Yep.
it goes 3-1-2.
No, I mean, yeah, Spider-Man's good, but he's not my favorite character in the MCU. so-
Yeah,
yeah, Josh,
yeah,
you're gonna
a lot
have
of
to
people
defend
love-
Spider-Man by yourself.
A lot of people
here.
love Spider-Man, but
Josh,
Doctor
dude,
Strange
that
is by
Doctor
far the
Strange
best
movie-
origin movie out of all for a solo superhero.
No, I
100%.
Solo
so-
superhero movie.
I think I'm with you, Josh, on Spider-Man. If you're that's
Rewatch value? Come on.
I've seen Doctor Strange probably 10 times.
yeah, so Spider-Man
Yeah.
is my favorite character.
And it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, so Spider-Man
as
is
every
my
other fucking MCU movie is, but
Spider-Man
Not
is my
the-
favorite
not the-
character, and
not
I
the
really
Spider-Man.
liked
Yeah.
I really liked Homecoming a lot. But that being said, Doctor Strange is my pick here.
Yep.
I think it is probably a top 5 Marvel movie. It shows you what I think it's the first movie where you go into different realms too into the MCU, and
Yeah, it's like where
the
you
first time
realize
see
that
the
it's like
cards.
a whole big thing.
Yeah, it's
This
not
movie
just
is
them.
sweet.
And
And the
even
villain's
dude,
sick.
that tie-in in Endgame,
We'll
where they did the
rewatch it
time
after
jump
this.
in, and Doctor Strange shows up. He goes, "What are you doing here? Like you're here too early." Doctor Stephen Strange is over there performing surgery.
Dude, it's such a mind fuck.
Oh my
Like
So
you look
good.
baffled.
I actually
Doctor Strange
rewatched
is
the
top
first
5 MCU movie is what you just said, Josh.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's not even top 10.
What?
Whoa.
Oh,
I
well,
said
you're gonna have to
Doctor
see where it
Strange.
lands
Mike,
in this bracket.
Mike,
Mikey.
you've seen Doctor Strange probably once.
Yeah, so hold on, Mike. We should
How
say
many
this.
times have you seen it?
It's a very good origin story, and it's a
Yeah.
top 15 MCU movie, no doubt in my mind.
Oh,
Wow.
it's a top 10.
Okay, so-
It's a
possibly
top five.
Just so everyone knows, Mike made his own tier list that we'll go through at the end, or his top 10 list that we'll go through at the very end of this episode.
And I did peek it. He's not.
Well, after
far
that-
off.
I've not seen it. I don't think the rest of
Changes.
us have really seen it
After
besides Brian.
that,
But yeah, so I mean, let's vote here. I picked Doctor Strange.
Strange.
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange.
I will say that
Homecoming,
that the second Doctor Strange was so bad that I went home that same night and watched the first one to remember why I was even hyped for that piece of shit movie.
You went home and cried yourself to sleep.
Well, yeah, that too.
All right, so now our next matchup is, because we go back on the same side of the board, is Loki versus Ant-Man. I'll
kind of
start
weird.
off.
I don't like how they do that, but
Yeah,
I know.
I'm not a huge fan of
I'll be the
that.
first to
You
say
said-
it. Loki.
Ant-Man.
What if
Yeah, you go back down to the bottom. Yep, and then use matchup mode. There you go. Did that work?
Technical difficulties. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the Small Guys Podcast YouTube videos. We're on every streaming platform, you name it. We got a couple
reload the
fans on
page.
iHeartRadio,
Top left.
so you iHeartRadio fans out there,
There you
you
go.
know, keep it going.
Thanks,
We
Josh.
appreciate you guys.
Yep. Okay, so Loki versus Ant-Man. I
Now back to the show.
I gotta go Ant-Man here.
Yep.
Ant-Man. Yeah,
Ant-Man all day.
I mean, dude, the Michael Pena scene, like we mentioned
Yeah,
earlier,
I'm going Loki.
when he
it
fucking
had
just
more heart.
jumps over the fence, bro, you
dude,
find
when
out
he
him
sacrifices, when Scott sacrifices himself to save his daughter at the end.
Yeah.
Like, how's that not like just wrench you right in the heart?
Yep.
And like, too, the family dinner that they have at the end, it's a beautiful movie. It is really great. I love this movie so much.
I forgot the dude
Michael
from the
Douglas is
Buster's in it,
hilarious.
too.
Yeah,
The guy
dude,
that-
it's so
who's that
good.
polka dot man from Suicide Squad?
Oh yeah, he's
That
yeah,
guy.
he's one of his
Ti
buddies.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
T.I.
he makes the waffles.
Everyone's like, why the fuck's T.I. in this? And it's like, oh, well, they're in Atlanta, and I think if they use like an Atlanta like superstar, they get a
That's
discount
crazy
at
that
that point.
T.I.'s in a Marvel movie. man.
No,
It's like,
Loki is an
Ice-T
absolute game
isn't Ice-T
changer.
in Iron Man.
Look, Loki is a game changer. Don't get me wrong.
Kang the Conqueror
Ant-Man.
with an ending? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but
dude,
Ant-Man's
that's-
about to square up with that motherfucker. He's gonna help him and then fight him.
Yeah.
Dude, Kang is not gonna die. He's about
Yeah,
to
no,
Ant-Man
there's
is
different
dead.
variants.
He's not
There's
gonna die,
different
but-
variants.
It's actually a good
It's gonna be
matchup.
alright.
He's
too.
100%
Technically, he did
whooping
die.
Ant-Man's ass.
If
Yeah.
anything, Ant-Man's gonna die in the next Ant-Man, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but Loki didn't do shit to even fight Kang. All he did was fuck everything up.
Yeah.
His
I will
girls,
say
dude.
this. I will say this. Ant-Man
That's
is
The
a
a
person
lot.
killed him.
It's better than a lot of people give it credit.
It
Paul Rudd
is.
is an amazing Ant-Man,
It's a
and
good
just he should
movie.
be up there with Chris Evans as, Captain America, Tony Stark as Iron Man. Like, it's a great casting.
No, I
You know,
wouldn't. I wouldn't
really-
pick anyone else as Ant-Man. I think Paul Rudd does an awesome job. But when I compare it for me to Loki, Ant-Man's one movie. I got what's Loki, like 8 or 9 episodes?
6.
All right, it felt like more.
But dude, it's only
I was-
6.
Loki is not 6 episodes.
It
I
is.
thought
Look it
Loki
up.
was 8,
It
bro.
is.
It's got to be
Not
8.
6. 6.
That's a great show. It seems like it's
Loki-
longer than it is.
But that's the
Mandela
thing is, like,
effect.
Loki got 6 episodes worth of stuff. Ant-Man is like a 2-hour film, and the fact that like we're even comparing these two as being like pretty similar, I think, at least for me, I think a movie being able to have that effect on me in 2 hours, where a show in
She-Hulk
6,
have 9.
I think
They're
the
30
easy
20,
pick here
30
is-
minutes. That's why.
Yeah, I think the easy pick here is Ant-Man for me. So
Ant-Man.
That's
I'm
pretty
go-
bold because
I'm going Loki, and it's hard. I like Ant-Man quite a
I'm going
lot.
Loki too.
Mike.
I like Ant-Man quite a lot.
Mike, you're the
Before my-
tiebreaker
Are
here.
you
Mike,
Ant-Man?
before you weigh in, I
Okay,
like
we're doing
Ant-Man.
an
2-2, Mike.
MCU movie bracket right now.
It is a
Loki
movie
wasn't even supposed
bracket.
to be here anymore.
That's fine. No, it's in there. It's fine. But Mike, you're the tiebreaker here. Me and Brian are both
Damn.
Ant-Man, and Andrew and Aiden are Loki. So
As much as I love Ant-Man, Loki is still better in my
There
opinion.
you go.
all right. All right, Loki moves on. Next is
Endgame.
Spider-Man No Way Home versus
Ah.
Endgame.
Endgame.
We didn't really talk Endgame yet,
Endgame.
should
We
we
don't
now?
need to. Everyone fucking loves it. Like, what do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
want?
there's not much to say
That
about it.
was like-
It's
it
literally
was-
the
Well,
best
we'll
movie
talk
that's gonna
about
win this
Endgame
bracket. So
In the end game. How about that?
yeah,
All
I
right.
mean,
When it
Endgame
gets
is
to
going to be
Infinity
number
War,
one,
I
so.
feel damn. I wish we kind of had these two on the same side. We should have done that because this bracket's gonna roll into Endgame first.
I can already see
Yep.
Infinity War down there. So
Can we
Yeah, a little bit.
can we give No Way Home a little bit more credit though?
Yeah.
Oh, we talked about it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, we already talked about it, but yeah, it's fucking not Endgame.
I can't believe a lot of people were like bashing this movie, saying that the like story, the plot line was just pointless. I thought it was good. I mean, what else are you gonna do?
I was very entertained.
No Way
I
Home?
liked every minute of it.
Yeah.
I think in
There's no
terms
other
of
way to write it.
expectations, especially for how high they were, they lived up to, at the bare minimum, a decent amount of them.
Well,
compared to, like,
and
Doctor
two, I
Strange
think what
in
confused
this
people
phase.
was like, okay, well, if Spider-Man heals these people or fixes them and sends them back to their reality, are they going to go back to before where they died? Oh, because some of these characters have died, or like where will it put these characters back in their places, and like how will that work? And I think that kind of confused.
dipped. I liked that they dipped into that though.
But you gotta
me
think
too.
that it is like it tied into Multiverse of Madness, where he just made the multiverse even crazier, knowing that they're healed and they're going back to a reality where like
That's
That
the
was
reason
more
I'm
of
not
a
gonna
that was
see
more
it
of a
in Doctor
multiverse of
Strange.
madness than multiverse of madness.
But I wish we would have seen
Literally,
it.
bro.
I mean, they can't just put every villain in there. I thought they did a good amount, but
Endgame all day on this bracket though.
Yeah, Endgame. All right, unanimous.
Yep.
Unanimous.
Next one I can already tell you Iron Man 3 over 2.
Yeah, so it's Iron Man 3 versus Iron Man 2.
That's not a
Three.
debate. Do we even need a debate?
No.
3
no.
it is. Can we just roll?
just roll.
Yeah, I
All
think
right.
3 is the better one. And then
Strange.
Thor, Love and Thunder.
I didn't want to have this discussion.
It's kind
We
of funny.
already talked about both Thor, Love and Thunder, and Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange takes
No,
it.
but
Yeah, I'll go Doctor
what's
Strange,
funny
yeah.
is we were comparing. I just want to say this real quick: Multiverse of Madness to Thor, and everyone agreed with that over Thor. So the OG Doctor Strange is landslide taking
Now,
this.
if this would have been Thor 3 versus fucking Doctor Strange, then we would have had
We could have had a discussion.
Yeah, that would have been like a whole thing.
It would not have been a debate. It would have been Ragnarok without a fucking hesitation in my fucking.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That's a bold take.
Yeah, that's so.
It would have been
Doctor
a
Strange
debate.
is only top 15 for Mike. So
All right, moving on.
all right, Loki versus Endgame. Loki's at the end of its run here.
Loki,
Sorry, Loki.
Loki.
Oh, try to
it
fight
sh-
for it.
It shows the Endgame is useless with the Infinity Stones.
Yep. It shows
Okay.
Tony Stark died for no goddamn reason.
Pretty much.
Loki's been an asshole this whole time for no reason. He shouldn't even be dead. He shouldn't even be at the place that he's at.
And because of Endgame, the time heist is why Loki the show became a thing too, which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, Endgame.
to give it that credit, right?
Endgame
yeah.
over Loki. Bye, Loki.
Do you think that they talked about like the Loki show before Endgame?
Oh, for sure.
think
Yeah,
they
I
had
think
that
they had the
planned?
plan there. Yeah, yeah.
How do you fucking plan that? That's pretty like.
Dude, they
that's
literally
pretty-
write that shit
They've
like
been writing shit.
years in advance.
Yeah, they have the next like 5
What
years
the fuck do you think
mapped
the
out.
interns are for, bro? They
I
just
kinda-
rip off their plots.
Here's the thing, like I knew that they wrote it beforehand, but the fact that they did that, like they thought about Loki before or while writing Endgame, still kind of blows my mind because that's a pretty impressive to put something together like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it gets you going for the next phase.
You got to
It
watch
brings
Game
you
of
in.
Thrones, brother.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
motherfucker
Game of
goes
Thrones
crazy
is-
with the planning ahead.
I couldn't get into it after the first 2 episodes, but I'll try.
I mean, I get it, but I think
Yeah.
one day you should sit down.
You won't
got
get
nothing
hooked until
going on.
the season finale or the last episode of
Season
season
one.
one.
Yep.
And then
All right, and then
hooked.
we got Ant-Man 3 versus Doctor Strange.
What? Iron Man 3 versus Doctor Strange.
Yeah, what did I say?
Ant-Man
Sorry,
3.
Doctor
Oh, sorry,
Strange
Ant-Man
again.
3. Sorry, I got
Josh already
Ant-Man on
saw
mine.
Ant-Man 3.
I want Ant-Man back. Iron Man 3, yeah, Iron Man 3 versus Doctor Strange. I think this one's kind of an easy one too. But
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is a good movie, especially because of the villain.
yeah, I'm gonna go Doctor Strange here.
Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
Doctor Strange.
Mike, you cool with
Alrighty.
that?
But it's not a Christmas movie, guys.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And then-
Strange.
To finish this half of the bracket off, it's Endgame versus Doctor Strange.
So Strange is taking this one, no fight, right?
It's a good matchup.
I mean, this is the
but-
closest matchup for Endgame I think we've had so far.
good
Yeah.
matchup,
No,
but
it
come
sucks
on.
because the only matchup Endgame's about to get
Yeah.
is
Infinity
we
War.
Well,
We
we'll get
should've-
there. We'll get there.
We might as
Yeah.
well just watch the whole bracket right now.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Ragnarok's about to beat the shit out of Endgame.
Wow.
Just kidding. Everyone knows it's
Yeah. So I think is this unanimous too?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is up there though.
Yeah, it is
Doctor
up there.
Strange is
is.
a great movie. We already went in.
Screw you,
depth on
Mike,
it.
for putting in 15 or whatever. We'll see where it's at, but
all right, and
all right,
we're
now we're on the
to
other
the
side.
next side.
Oh God,
Oh.
Age of Ultron. Ultron versus
All
Captain
right,
Marvel.
Okay, wait, hold up.
Hey,
I
look
will
at the
say
bracket I accidentally already selected.
Yeah, you do.
I will say this about Captain Marvel and her character, Brie Larson's character. She is the victim of a shitty script written. And I think she is a just fine Captain Marvel, in my opinion. And she
it has nothing to do with Brie Larson here. It's all writing based. She's a great actress, and I felt bad reading that thing where like it was that video where she's like, well, I don't even know if anyone wants me back. Yeah. And to be fair, it's not you, Brie Larson. It's just no one gives a fuck about Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel could have ended Endgame like that. No one would have had to die. But she was like, I'm gonna have to be off on another planet. They're going through the same thing. Like, bitch, you just flew through what is their version of the Star Destroyer. It's like, what?
But you have to take into consideration if Captain Marvel never came out, then I would have never been able to take that picture with Brie Larson saying that I've watched Miss Marvel 1,247 times.
Whoever did that is a fucking sicko, man. You got some problems.
How the hell is she even stand next to that guy? You got a restraining order.
Oh.
Age of Ultron's underrated. It's a great movie. It's taking the cake.
It's one of my fucking favorites.
I enjoy Age of Ultron.
This movie gets so much shit. And
this movie did so much background building. Now that you like see clips and stuff.
Fucking Vision, bro.
Like, we get Ultron, Vision. Then you get the scene of all them picking up the hammer. You see all them picking up the hammer.
Gosh, you were fucking
Chris Evans pretty much like not picking it up.
Yeah, he made it move, and that's
what's great about this movie.
Gosh, how is it not great? Ultron is a fucking great villain that Marvel once again fucked. This I've said.
You know why, Brian? Because Civil War is a better Avengers movie than this Avengers movie is.
Shut the fuck up.
It is. Am I wrong?
It's called the Civil War. It's not even an Avengers movie. They're against each other. You fucking
rewatch. You think Age of Ultron's better than Civil War?
I didn't say that.
Maybe.
No, Andrew is.
Say that.
I think so. Maybe. I'd probably take
I mean, it's close. It's close.
Oh, there's no way it's close.
Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic. Age of Ultron or Captain Marvel? I'm gonna go Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron.
Guardians of the Galaxy versus Thor: The Dark World.
Guardians.
So Thor: The Dark World is actually in Mike's top 5.
Mike watches this every night before bed.
But here's the thing though. I don't resonate, and I don't like. Robert Downey Jr. is a great Tony Stark, and I like Iron Man. He did so much for the MCU. He pretty much, he didn't create it. Blade did, to be honest with you. Like he laid the foundation.
Thank you. I was literally just about to say that fact.
But I like Thor better than Iron Man, just as like a character.
And I agree. Character-wise, it's just he got 2 shit movies and then get good to the third one, and then we got a 4th movie, and it was fucking booty cheeks.
I would rather. Tell me this: would you guys rather watch the second Thor or the second Iron Man? I need to hear this.
Second Iron Man.
Second Iron Man. I don't remember what even happens in the second Thor.
You remember she gets touched and poisoned, basically, and then Natalie Portman's like,
"Oh," and then Thor and Loki do the one move,
and then the mom dies.
Remember when
they do the switcheroo?
What's that move that they do where like
that's the third movie?
Oh, it's the one where they kiss.
No, in the second movie where
they cut off Thor's hand?
Yeah, but they call it something.
No, that's in the third movie.
It's the old I got your hand trick.
Nice. I will die on the hill that the second Thor is better than the second Iron Man.
All right, cool, but that's not what we're talking about now, boys.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Obviously,
yeah, let's talk Guardians really quick.
Great standalone movie.
Like I said,
best soundtracks.
Best. Well, the only one that gave it a run for its money was the first Black Panther with Kendrick Lamar producing that album.
Yeah, and Guardians 2 had a good soundtrack too.
Guardians 2 had a good soundtrack.
Oh, great! But again, that first Guardians soundtrack. I have that playlist still saved in my phone.
Oh yeah, whenever I listen to that song, I know it's like what scene fucking they're doing. Right.
This is the first Marvel movie too we get to see where it's not so. This needs to be noted. It's not solely focused around one character being the superpower or the superhero. Yeah. This is a team, and
no one knew who these people were.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say, Josh. Nobody knew who the fuck they were. And they came out with this movie, and everyone was like, "Holy shit! Like that movie's a banger."
Yeah, and that's why, like, I was like, "Okay, like Eternals, right?" I was like, "We'll see what happens," because I don't know any of these characters. Obviously, we'll get to that. But like, Guardians was great.
I got something to say about Eternals.
Yeah, I will say,
soon. Guardians. I think it's for like in terms of being cosmic, like the most cosmic movie up until this point.
Mike, is this top 5 movie for you?
Guardians.
I saw it.
It's No, it's top 8 for sure. I would say.
Oh, wow. Shit, I was gonna say
it must be.
It's top 5 for me. All right, I'll go Guardians.
Guardians.
Unanimous?
Yep.
Unanimous.
Okay. Thor Ragnarok versus Captain America, the First Avenger.
Ragnarok.
Why are you saying ooh, Andrew? Like we're gonna have a fucking debate
I thought it was. I like Captain America too.
I was gonna say, if it was the second one now.
Yeah,
that would
I'm
be
sorry.
an ooh moment.
Yeah.
Ragnarok. Now, again, first Captain America, the hype was there after the end of the second Iron Man. In the credit scene, it said Captain America will be the first Avenger, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And this is like where the birth of the MCU really started, like going and showing what the fuck that they were about. Like, so now we've seen Iron Man signed up. We got introduced to Black Widow and Hawkeye. Obviously, Thor's there, and now we got our fifth guy. And I mean, honestly, Edward Norton's there, and I think there was a tie-in to Iron Man.
Well, do you remember the end credit scenes for this movie? It was like a teaser for Avengers.
Yeah, and then it was the first time where they showed like Captain America will be in Avengers, and that's like confirmed. That like confirmed
that Iron Man was at the end, was an end credit scene for the Incredible Hulk, right?
Yeah,
that's what I was just saying, right? Like that was a tie.
If we're talking, remember people say that you can see Captain America in Hulk.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're showing Tony Stark at the end of that, they definitely, you have to see Captain America in Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that definitely is a shot.
Yeah.
When he breaks the ice in Antarctica.
I mean, it would make sense for him to be there,
you
but
see
like...
a guy frozen in the ice.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
cool. Captain America.
Yeah, I never heard about that. But
you never heard about that? Yeah, you gotta watch the clip.
I will. But yeah, like I mean, that's the only reason I want to say anything about the movie. Like it was cool as fuck. Chris Evans is like a great actor. Like he's a great fit for this. And you know, we get to see him become this superhero that at this point I've only seen in animated shows or read about in comics or some shit like that. And it fit really well. But what's
it's really good United States propaganda.
Yeah, very good for bootlickers. But it sucks though. It's going up against Thor Ragnarok here, and this is a top fucking 5 Marvel movie. Like you're not beating this.
Reinvented the character.
It is really good. It's good for how early it came out.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's definitely a good phase 1 movie.
Here's the thing, like I said, I think Captain America is my favorite Avenger though. Even more than Thor.
Team Cap for luck.
100%. And this is a great origin story, 100%. And Chris Evans obviously is just, he's so great in this role. Like just compare it to like, you know, Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man. So it's a shame that he had to go up against Ragnarok because like you said, it's a top 5 MCU movie.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if this went up against fucking the first Iron Man.
I think Captain America is probably around like 20-ish, I would say, for me in terms of like overall rankings.
Yeah.
It definitely doesn't
Red
get
Skull was sweet.
I think.
Yeah, Red Skull was cool.
Yeah.
I like how they brought him back too.
Yeah, and then like him obviously driving the plane into the water and stuff like that was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thor Ragnarok's my pick. I think is it unanimous?
Yes, sir.
I think in all honesty, the only 2 villains that they brought him back later in the MCU have been that one guy who's a computer and Red Skull.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not shitting you guys. I think this one actually is a tough matchup. It's Iron Man versus Shang-Chi. The first Iron Man versus Shang-Chi.
I'm gonna go maybe on the outcast here, Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
Shang-Chi.
Not even a question.
Really, Mike?
Not even a question.
Great fucking origin movie.
Shang-Chi's top 10.
And like,
if we're going to entertainment wise, then
but Iron Man started everything.
Like
Iron Man started everything.
I don't care what he did.
Entertainment wise, even Shang-Chi kicks ass, bro. That bus scene, we've talked about it before.
It is
that
great.
Bus scene alone is like enough for me to be like, all right, this is easily one of the best like MCU movies we've gotten since the Endgame.
Watching Iron Man though go from this guy in a cave to who the fuck he is and who he becomes and how he adapts in the movie. I don't know.
There's a lot of heart in the movie too.
That is pretty. Also, that movie like is
a lot of grit too.
A lot of grit.
Yeah. I think the movie looks pretty damn cool too because this is like I think this is the only Iron Man movie.
What was the guy in the cave's name? Yemen. What's that guy's name? His buddy that died in the cave.
That's the country.
What's the guy's name? It starts with a Y though, doesn't it?
Dr. Uter.
So none of you guys know.
Dr. Cooter.
So none of you guys even know.
I think you're close.
Yeah, because Shang-Chi's
a better
movie. We do know that.
Well, yeah, no shit. But I mean, what's the guy's name?
Who knows?
Anyway, though, when he dies, and sacrifices himself. Yeah, for 2008. That is sad. That shit is sad.
Janssen.
For real.
Jensen. Yeah, so I was close.
Jensen.
I started with a Y.
Yemen.
And ended with a man.
Yemen's his nickname in high school. I don't know. I think Iron Man's like one of those OG origin stories. I think really an origin story hasn't been as great as Iron Man, maybe Doctor Strange and Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's one of the best origin stories.
came rolling around, and I greatly enjoyed this film.
Shang-Chi's literally an origin story.
Andrew, Aiden, what do you guys think? I don't know.
I like
Shang-Chi
a lot. And this is a hard matchup because I'm an Iron Man fan, and I'm gonna be honest. This is the only contender for me that like I'm on the fence. Like I'll be completely honest, and I'm an Iron Man fan. So I don't know.
I want to say this: every Marvel movie, I think out of all of them, the first Iron Man feels like the most realistic. Am I wrong here?
I'm gonna give it to Iron Man because Iron Man does feel realistic. I mean, besides that damn thing in his chest that replaces his heart. Yeah. But you got to think Shang-Chi's a great movie and it's a great origin film, and there's going to be a lot more history like in the years to come for Shang-Chi, which is exciting. But Awkwafina literally learns how to shoot a bow and arrow and like does the winning shot. So,
yeah, that's true.
Cheesy.
And dude, the scene in Iron Man when
and that's character development. You don't think a fucking playboy that puts a fucking arc in his
he's literally an engineer.
Mike just hates Iron Man. The scene in Iron Man when he flies up too high and then like the anxiety of him plummeting back to the ground.
So that's the only thing I don't like about Black Panther 2 is that she does the exact same thing.
Yeah,
I thought they were gonna hint into that. Like, oh, she's gonna freeze up.
That's what I thought too. That. Yeah. I'm gonna go first Iron Man, but I love Shang-Chi, and it is one of my favorite Phase 4 movies. So I'm gonna go
Iron Man, but Shang-Chi is.
I'm telling you right now, if you guys pick Iron Man over Shang-Chi, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, dude.
Brian, I feel like you got to now.
I was already gonna go Shang-Chi. Iron Man was just like,
so wasn't my exciting vote.
Shang-Chi really, or like Shang-Chi was where it was at, bro. Like you get this introduction to this character, and you don't really know what the fuck's going on, and then you find out.
I want you guys to sell me.
Background. You get all this background about Shang-Chi, and then on top of that, though, Shang-Chi manages to find his dad without even having the ring. So motherfucker doesn't have powers. He's just dirty as fuck with his hands, and he's going around traveling hundreds of thousands of miles to go find this hidden like city where his mom's from, and only to to release one of the biggest beasts ever by the time he gets there because of his fucking dickhead dad.
Yep.
Love that. Iron Man really was just like, oh, I'm selling bombs and I'm killing innocent people. Now I'm stuck in a cave. Feel bad for me.
No, but then he realizes
but then he fucking goes and blows his weapons.
Then he starts the Avengers. Then he
gets but again, cool. Shang-Chi though had heart.
He takes some accountability.
He saved the world from himself?
And Andrew, ask yourself this. Is Shang-Chi good enough to start the MCU? Because that's what Iron Man did.
No.
Iron Man,
Iron Man, tell you this.
Robert Downey Jr. is Tony Stark.
That's a dumb question.
Yeah, it had no build-up to the MCU,
I got something to say.
It was just a movie with an end.
We don't care, Aiden. We don't care.
No, I'm going to let you know right now.
Go ahead,
Can we talk about how
did Shang-Chi invent time travel? No.
God. Fucking Scott did, bro.
Dude,
it wasn't even Iron Man. He gave him the schematics for it.
We are not.
Iron Man was messing around in his house, and he made that.
After Scott was just like, "Hey, here's an idea, a really big piece of the puzzle to time jump."
Really
quick.
It's
not time travel. It's time jumping.
We are not talking about
time travel.
We're not talking about Iron Man versus Shang-Chi. We're talking about the movie Iron Man versus Shang-Chi.
Yes.
Okay. And Shang-Chi is one, visually more appealing. Two,
it came out 20, 30 years after Iron
12.
Man.
It's 12 years later. 13.
Okay, exactly.
Longer than that.
13 years.
What?
13 years. Andrew, go ahead and tell him Iron Man, and then let's move on. Come on, I know you're gonna do it.
I'm gonna go Iron Man.
Yeah, come on.
You're
teasing them the whole time.
You guys are
obviously it's Iron
Man. Whatever the fuck you guys are smoking, I want.
Because
I need that shit. I need that shit to think that Iron Man is a better movie than Shang-Chi. I really fucking do.
Okay, Black Panther Wakanda Forever versus Captain America Winter Soldier. Yeah, I mean, Wakanda Forever, we just literally did a review on it last week. We all really like that movie a lot.
Winter Soldier is a good fucking
top 5 guys.
Black Panther 2 is really good, but
I'm running out of top 5
spots. Like, legit.
Exactly. Exactly, Josh. You're gonna have to rethink that.
Because Mike, I love him so much.
On your left.
On your left.
On your left.
Captain America definitely takes this one.
I like Black Panther, but
Black Panther, good tribute to Chadwick, obviously.
100%.
and I think Namor was a very good villain.
I
And,
think
more of an anti-hero, I would say.
It's a good movie, but Captain America, that movie feels fucking
That's
raw.
but you got to think you watch.
That is a cool movie.
You watch Captain America 1 and you see Bucky, then you see this guy come back. You have no idea who it is. And the first time I remember watching that, like, holy shit, it's Bucky. And he's got his mind's all twisted and shit. Dude, it's so good. Such a great watch.
Yeah,
you get to watch S.H.I.E.L.D. collapse.
Would you guys call Winter Soldier the villain in this movie, or is it kind of Hydra, would you say? I always feel like I'd say Hydra.
It starts as the Winter Soldier, and then you realize what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
And then it's Hydra at the end, which is also called back to Endgame once again when they reenact the scene in the elevator, and instead of beating the shit out of all of them, he just sits there and goes, God.
Is this
the aerial shot?
I know we're about to get Civil War here soon, but like, is this your guys' favorite Captain America movie out of the three or no?
No.
Yeah.
For me,
I think it is.
Yeah, because the third one, it's just
non-Civil
too much.
War.
Close. It's close.
1 and 2, definitely 2.
Yeah, 2.
I'm talking. I think it's 2, 3, 1 for me.
Yeah, 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1.
2, 3, 1.
Okay. All right.
I'll go with
all right.
that.
So, is it unanimous, Winter Soldier?
Yep, it's anonymous.
Yeah, and I would have loved to see Black Panther go farther, but not up against Captain America.
Well, this is Wakanda Forever. Yeah. Okay, Avengers Infinity War versus Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's a hard one, man.
No, this one's easy.
Is it?
Come on.
I mean, it is, but it's still like
Galaxy 2 did
obviously it's
nothing for
Infinity
me.
War, but Guardians 2 is
Guardians 2 is emotional.
It was great. Like, it was a great movie. Don't get me
Guardians
wrong,
2
but
is
you're
emotional.
putting
Okay,
up that
agree, man.
Infinity War when they fucking lose for once? Hell no.
I think the fucking it's like in cinematic history, that fucking Thor scene when he shows up, everyone in the theater,
we were all clapping and shit.
I mean, come on.
Brian, would you say Volume 2 is better than Age of Ultron or no?
No.
Is it better than Iron Man 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it better than Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
Yes.
Really? Okay.
Well, that's me.
Hey,
I don't agree to any of those.
I want to go, Josh. I want to go.
Okay.
No, it's okay. We don't really have a lot of time, you know.
Yeah, Mike, you answered all the questions. Yeah.
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Red.
Okay, Eternals versus Black Panther.
Bye, Eternals.
Okay.
Let's hear it, Mike.
Hold on. Yeah, let's shit on Eternals really quick.
Hear me out. Obviously, Black Panther is going to take this. Black Panther is a top 10, top 8 MCU movie. But I'm telling you, Eternals is not as bad as people say it is.
No.
I love the sci-fi shit. And that's probably why I don't think Eternals is that bad. But, like, what is inherently wrong about Eternals? Please, like,
the fact that it's a good movie, but the fact that all the movies after that didn't even hint at Eternals happening.
Okay, but
name you a single character from the movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if they would have built up on it,
I don't really understand who the villains are.
As a standalone movie,
and that thing that came out of the planet made no sense.
Humans
as a standalone movie. Humans are that movie. I agree with Mike.
Honestly, no. The fact that Eternals, like the Celestial came out of the Earth, pissed me off. I hate that plot so much. Like, and it makes no sense that no other Marvel movie is even like, I don't know, talked about that being a thing. Like, what? Like a Celestial came out of the Earth. And like half its head's popping out.
You don't think they'll talk about that?
No one has, and I don't know if
it's been like 10 movies since.
Yeah, or shows, dude.
Not even been a year and a half since Eternals, bro.
Mike, I'm pretty sure if a Celestial tried coming out of the planet, it'd be pretty big news.
Yeah. Well,
I'm people had snapped away for 5 years.
That is the whole reason you build a universe, though. It's different stories and different times within.
Mike, can you name me 3 characters from this movie?
Honestly,
can you?
No, I couldn't.
That just ends it right there.
How about this? Pip, Harry Styles, and then
that's an actor in the movie.
All I know is Selma Hayek's in it, and so is the dude from Atlanta.
Yeah, so we can keep naming actors, but they're not character names. So that's
yeah, I don't know why we're doing all this.
They did have a good ass
cast. A better movie here.
Can we hit it with Black Panther?
Let's get it rolling. Come
on. Unanimous. Civil War versus Avengers, the first one.
Oh, fuck. Now, this is hard.
That's tough. This is tough.
Avengers 1.
This one is hard as fuck.
Avengers 1 versus Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
Avengers 1.5.
What do you guys think?
I'm taking Avengers on this one. It was the first movie that we've seen the Avengers, and it literally was like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, yeah, it doesn't have too much action, but like,
no,
it's the first time
Civil War.
I'm taking Civil War. Team Cap for life.
the first team up scene of the Avengers where they're circling around them, that's top 5 moments in the fucking MCU right there.
That's a big cinematic
probably maybe even the best fucking moment of the MCU, to be honest with you. Like I could vividly remember that in my fucking head.
Avengers.
Me too.
Mike, so you going Avengers here?
I'm gonna go Avengers here. As much as I love Captain America.
No, the best one is when Hulk is staring at the camera, turns around and just punches the damn thing.
When he punches fucking Thor.
The best one is the end credit scene where you see
Thor. Yeah, that's Thor.
In the bedroom at the
Yeah, you see Thanos at the
I
end
love
of
when they're
Avengers.
just eating shawarma.
So Brian and Andrew, why are you guys picking Civil War over Avengers? Sell me on it a little bit, because honestly I don't know what I'm gonna.
Yeah. So I liked Civil War because it felt real, it felt gritty. You got your best guys fighting against each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark movie. The whole time you get introduced to fucking Black Panther, who I think has one of his best perform. I mean, not but like the character Black Panther.
And the way that like the reasoning he's going after them is fucking insane. Like
he's vengeful.
He literally just watched his father fucking explode in
and
front of him.
It's angry. Like there's passion behind it. That's cool. I think that it's like a cool thought that you really were divided. Some people were Team Cap, some people were Team Iron Man, and it was I could see I was Team Iron Man, but I could see
Team
both
Cap.
sides. I could see why you'd be Team Cap. Like, oh, they don't want to be fucking restricted. Like this is a real. I could see this in the real world.
And Andrew, tell me this: who won?
Team Cap.
Who won? Team fucking Cap.
Team
Remember
Cap.
that. Remember that shit.
Team Cap. Oh, fucking
remember
dick.
that shit.
I mean, let Cap win.
Iron Man could have hit it with the fucking laser.
Didn't
and
that piece
blasted
of
his
shit
fucking head off.
She-Hulk movie fucking realize like that Captain America was right? Didn't that TV show like just like I read about it? You're lying to me. Fuck you, Josh.
So that's the thing is like obviously we've had actual arguments about what side
Josh
is right in that
talk
movie.
to each other for like a day at one point.
Yeah, I know like Nick Pell's a huge Team Cap guy. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Iron Man was like, I mean, dude, he had like Black Panther Vision. He had Spider-Man on his team. Like it's obviously he's way better.
That's so cool. My favorite part was
although
when
Team Cap, not to be devil's
their
advocate,
own guy and paralyzed fucking
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, bro.
Had she been fully powered?
Yeah, bro.
She wasn't yet. She wasn't yet though.
Them.
They had the guy with the bow and the guy with the wings over there on that side. But like, too, it's like it is tough because
they had Ant-Man, bro.
They had Ant-Man. That's true. But like,
but
they weren't doing a heist.
Spider-Man and Black Panther.
That's the thing. So like, but
Black
Avengers
Panther was only there for selfish reasons, though.
Yeah.
If he would have been in the scope of like the whole time, then he totally would have been Team Cap. He doesn't want motherfuckers coming to Wakanda as it is.
My only problem with Civil War was like Zemo's plan was kind of a little messy to get to the point where it was. I think we can all agree on that.
Great, dude. Zemo's like a huge villain in the comics.
He is, yeah. But like in the comics, he has like
no powers at all. He's just manipulative.
Yeah. So it's like, but the way they portrayed him in this movie, I think I'm gonna have to go Avengers here, just because. It's the
I'm glad you guys went with it because as I was arguing for, I was like, "Fuck, I can't believe I turned my back on that baby." Yeah. But I was in too deep.
Dude, the battle in New York, I like rewatch that a couple times a year. Honestly, like that whole 20-minute scene.
I love it. I like it, but
watch Avengers when we're done.
But too, like even Civil War, you could say you rewatched the airport scene all the time too. And like I said, these movies are super close. Like I said, I think Civil War is a better Avengers movie than what Age of Ultron was. I'm being serious when I say that.
Chill the fuck out.
But I think the first Avengers takes the cake here. So I'm gonna
right. I'll give you my vote. Just
because that was a fun movie.
Oh, so were you unanimous now in the Avengers?
Yeah.
I'll go Civil War then.
No, kill yourself.
We're all Avengers.
Guardians of the Galaxy versus Age of Ultron.
I'm taking Guardians
of Ultron.
It's so easy.
Guardians is a great origin story.
It's
I'm gonna go Guardians. I think.
Is anyone gonna defend Age of Ultron against
I'll
Guardians?
I'll say this, and this is nice about Age of Ultron. I'm shocked it even got to the second round. So there we go.
Shut the fuck up, Josh.
All right,
that movie sucks.
Can we go Guardians here?
Movie.
Can I hit Guardians?
Yes, Guardians. Yes.
I want you to know it wasn't unanimous though.
Can we really quick though? What is
Ragnarok.
Missing for Age of Ultron to reach that like Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame?
Yeah, Josh, what do you want? They're going
because Joss Whedon, the way basically it tried to be Avengers 1 so bad with this like
nope, sorry,
brainless army. It tried to be.
Nope, sorry,
it wasn't. You're right.
They're not a brainless army because it's literally the best artificial intelligence built that went ahead and took over and took out the other best artificial intelligence built.
They called the Age of Ultron. It's half a week.
And then he fucking was able to build himself a body that they were able to go ahead and make into the best artificial intelligence. I can't talk right now because I'm so pissed off.
Would have been way cooler if we would have got the what if version of Ultron.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But like we talked about,
picked up the goddamn hammer as a robot, bro.
Like we talked about before, look at the MCU now and looking back on Age of Ultron, look how much Age of Ultron laid out for the MCU.
100%.
8 years.
A lot of stuff in that movie.
Yep. That's why I stick my vote still with that over Guardians.
But no, I'm still going Guardians. Guardians is probably
next up.
All right, Thor Ragnarok versus Iron Man.
No discussion needed at Ragnarok.
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, please, someone defend Iron Man, please. I'm fucking begging you.
Easy wipe.
Captain America, Winter Soldier versus Infinity War.
This is closer. Yeah, this is closer than most people think.
It is close. Don't get me wrong. It is close because I do fucking love the second one. But again, Infinity War is there. I think we all know where this battle is about to head for our number 1 and 2 spot.
Okay, tell me this. What's better, Winter Soldier or Ragnarok?
Ragnarok. I kind of want to go Winter Soldier.
I think I'd go Winter Soldier.
I think I would go Winter Soldier on that one.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I think I'd go Winter Soldier.
I don't know.
Thor and Hulk fight.
I'd probably say Winter Soldier.
It's good shit.
Winter Soldier.
But it's close. It's really close.
All right. Infinity War would be advancing. Yep.
Black Panther versus the Avengers. This one's pretty close too, I'd say.
If the CGI was better in the final battle with Black Panther, this would be a good movie.
Yeah, but I would say it's not counting Thanos. I think these movies have the best villains.
I agree.
Am I wrong there?
Killmonger's fucking amazing.
Killmonger and Loki. I think those two, outside of Thanos,
it's Loki being peak King of Mischief.
It's peak Loki.
No, but I think if Black Panther was up against anything else, Black Panther would obviously win.
Yeah, but not against the first Avengers.
Against an Avengers movie, it's hard for anything to really beat them. Besides themselves.
The point that I brought up in our Wakanda Forever review, when you have something so OP like the Avengers or Wakanda itself, and you can find a threat to that and make it
that's what I said.
And pull me in, that's how you know it's a great movie. And that's why Black Panther and Avengers are honestly like top 8 movie and maybe even a top 5 movie for both of them. You can debate that.
Yeah, and we get to see like how beautiful Wakanda is and everything like that, and see that.
So Avengers,
Avengers
though.
Thor Ragnarok versus Guardians of the Galaxy. This one's fucking close.
This is really fucking close.
This is a good one.
This one, I feel like we're all going to be kind of split on it. I feel like most of these we've been kind of all on the same page. But
I'll be the first to say it. Guardians.
Ragnarok.
I'm gonna go
I think Guardians
better in Ragnarok.
I think Guardians.
I'm going Guardians. Mike, what you got? Split us.
You guys are 2-2 right now?
Yeah. No, I think it's 3.
It's 3-2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Ragnarok.
I'm going Ragnarok on this.
As much as I love Guardians, I think Ragnarok is.
I think Guardians had a little bit more heart to it. Like when his mom died at the very beginning, it was fucking emotional. And like the soundtrack, like we said, the action's really cool. And like Groot like sacrificing himself at the end, like I think it literally brought a tear to my eye.
Just the redemption though of Ragnarok compared to the first 2 movies, I think really sets it apart.
That needs to be recognized.
And soundtrack wise, I'd almost argue that Ragnarok soundtrack was better.
And the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory thing too with Thor's hilarious.
Yeah,
when he's in the chair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think Guardians though. Let me say this: was this the first real like more comedic or lighthearted movie, but also
what did Ant-Man come out beforehand?
No, this was 2014.
No. Then Guardians would have been the first one to do that.
That was kind of cool.
Iron Man was probably the closest.
Yeah, Iron Man 3 when he's fucking around with the little kid.
Yep. That was 2013. So besides that,
again, I had that quote from Iron Man 3. He's like, "Dads do that sometimes. Get over it. Quit being a pussy. Now help me."
All right.
So Guardians wins it.
Ragnarok
3-2.
Close.
Hang on, what a great Stan Lee cameo in Ragnarok.
Yes, that was really good.
What was his thing?
He's cutting the hair.
No, I'm talking
Guardians?
about in Guardians. I think it was him driving a car, right?
No, he's there in that plaza,
wasn't he?
Yeah, he's in that plaza or something, and he's like talking to someone. I don't know, but his is pretty good too. Avengers versus Avengers Infinity War. This one's pretty close too.
Yeah, OG Avengers all day.
Really?
Hell no, Infinity War. 100%.
That's
the thing is like that's the only thing that's gonna beat Avengers movies is themselves. Like obviously Infinity War is gonna wipe their ass with the first Avengers.
Erase the stones.
Simple as that.
Infinity War. Honestly,
everyone knows the
movie. Period.
We'll talk more Infinity War at the end. It's Infinity War.
Yeah, but
right. Unanimous.
We all know the.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Guardians of the Galaxy versus Infinity War. This one's pretty close too. Okay, let me ask you guys this: Guardians versus the first Avengers. What would you have said?
First Avengers.
Oh. Go back to the other tab. You'd say first Avengers over Guardians?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, I'd go first Avengers over Guardians.
Okay. All right. So Infinity War takes it. I'm just wondering. I feel like they're close.
Guardians 1 over Guardians 2?
Yes.
Not even a question, actually.
Yeah, that one's not
all right. So before we go off to, I want to at least say our final 4 movies. What we had Endgame, Guardians 1, Doctor Strange, and Infinity War. Which
I'm proud of us for getting Doctor Strange that far, and even Guardians. Those 2 I didn't expect. I expected it to be the third Thor and Spider-Man movie.
No, but Guardians and Doctor Strange, man, they're top 5.
They're not.
Top 10 movies.
Not, man.
They are.
I would have liked to have seen us.
Guardians. I'm sorry, not.
I would have. You're good, Mike. I would have liked to have seen us put these 2 on the same side, so we could. I
agree. Maybe you should have shuffled it better.
I clicked random shuffle.
Well, yeah. So to the listener, originally we did shuffle this once because originally these 2 were up against each other right away. I kind of
that would have been perfect.
I feel like let's say if they were both on the same side though, I feel like whatever movie they would have compared to or competed with at the very end, it would have been easy. Where I feel like with this is up to debate. I've flipped around in my head a lot, like which one do I like more? So I feel like this is kind of more fair in a way, right? It's like both first.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. 100%.
Yeah, I feel like fair. So whatever it would have competed against would have beat it easily. And then that.
So what we should have done is just taken Endgame and Infinity War out of the bracket and just pretty much like gave them a handicap. Like, hey, like we know you're the best 2 fucking movies.
But then we would still had to have.
Why didn't we do that, bro?
We would have still had a winner between these 2, and that's where we're at right now. So
yeah. So what do you guys think? What one's your favorite? What moments do you like the most from these?
Everyone says that Infinity War is the best because they lose.
That's sick as
Loki die, which is pretty sweet. It starts off on like a weird foot, like a dark, sinister note, like we've never seen before in any other Marvel movie. But the fact that like everything's sweet, but you don't get everyone, and that's what I don't like about it. And especially the fact that they lose at the end, but you get like scenes like
everyone
entering. No, everyone. Half the people are blipped. So it's like the core Avengers and then other stuff. But
you're talking about Endgame right now?
I'm talking about Infinity War.
Yeah, but they don't get blipped till right at the end.
Dumbass.
They're in the movie.
Oh.
Anyway.
What the fuck?
No,
anyway.
What's the opening to Endgame? Endgame is when
cold opens with Hawkeye and his daughter on the farm.
Yeah.
No, Infinity War opens up with Loki dying.
Aiden, you need to get back on your MCU fucking.
No.
We're gonna
we see Loki die, which is great.
It's crazy about Lord of the Rings and
but it doesn't matter. The only good thing about Infinity War is seeing that, and then the fact that Thor enters Wakanda.
Vision's dead.
The Guardians, team up with the fucking Avengers.
Yeah, it's sick.
The rest
but
of
that happens in Wakanda.
Is going to be invalidated from that dumbass shit you just said.
No.
So honestly, just shut out the rest of
it. But now you know where I'm going. I'm taking Endgame all day.
Wow.
10 times better. 10 times better than Infinity War.
Okay,
how's it 10 times better?
That is just heinous. That is just heinous.
It's a good movie. We're ranking them. I'm 100% taking Endgame.
But 10 times better.
You should be.
I enjoy it 10 times better.
Saying that well, of course you're gonna enjoy. It's a fan service. Of course you're gonna enjoy it.
Exactly.
10 times better.
Doesn't matter. There's still great movies.
He's drunk. This guy's been drinking.
Dude,
I like Mike, what are your thoughts?
And I always liked Endgame better.
What are your thoughts, Mike?
So here's the thing. I kind of resonate the same way in a sense of like, I enjoyed Endgame more than I enjoyed Infinity War, but it doesn't mean I think that an Endgame is a better movie than Infinity War.
If you enjoy something more than something else, you enjoy that one more. That makes you like it more.
That's comparing a fan to a critic, though. Like, if I'm being critical about these movies, then I'm gonna pick Infinity War. If I'm talking as a fan, then of course I enjoyed Endgame because they end fucking things that I've been watching for 10, 15
Infinity
years.
War ended, and I was like, fuck, we have to wait a year. Endgame ended, and I thought, all right, I'm done with Marvel.
That was exactly my thought process.
All right, I'm done.
Man. I thought that they went out with a bang.
Also, I will say this. I got spoiled 2 things. Hulk getting the Infinity Gauntlet and Captain America getting the fucking Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. I seen both of those before I seen Endgame.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I wanted to gouge my fucking eyes out when I seen that shit on Twitter, dude.
I saw Iron Man with the gauntlet.
You're
and
dumb
it
as hell
didn't
for that, Mike,
connect for
because
me.
we all literally like told each other to stay off Twitter, and I know me and Josh didn't even touch the app for 3 days.
I stayed off YouTube, everything.
Yeah, I remember
I was
Josh,
on YouTube, and that was a thumbnail.
Josh had texted me, he's like, watch any good YouTube videos that you could send over because I don't want to open mine. I was like, nobody.
Yeah. Brian, what do you think kind of between these two?
I'm not gonna say Endgame's 10 times better. It is the better movie out of the two. But I'm only saying that because that scene with Captain America about to solo the fucking squad, and he picks up Mjolnir, bro. Like I cry, like I teared up watching it on Twitter a month ago when he's standing there and the portals are opening behind him and people are pouring out
on your left.
It's so good,
dude. Like you saying that gave me chills. Like that scene alone is why. And again, it is all fan service. This movie is supposed to be
a goat ass scene. That is a sick scene.
Infinity War, though, that Wakandan scene where Thor shows up,
badass,
had that energy, and I didn't think they could top it until that Cap scene. And I'm not gonna go the in round. Oh, it's 10 times better. No shot. This only beat it by like a point.
All right.
Okay.
How about the scene in Endgame?
The fact
the female team up.
Yeah, that's
that brings it down.
If we're debating those two, then Infinity War all day.
Let me say it.
If that's the
that's what makes it 10 times better for Aiden.
Infinity War.
Yeah, because all he cares about is female validation. Even though
Infinity War, though, having that fucking scene where Cap shows up at the beginning gives me chills too. Like Cap showing up and you see the train drive by and it's just him, bro.
Captain America
pull up and just start whooping their ass, bro.
Captain America over Iron Man any day of the week. I'm sorry.
The scene when they open when Black Panther says open the barrier and it's just fucking Captain America and Black Panther in this like rage sprint. Like they just
speed,
they just fucking take off. I'm like, oh, and they just both hop right in. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Can we talk about an Endgame though when all the portals open up and it's like
How
I was
bad
in the movie theater, I was ready to run through a fucking wall, bro.
but how bad is the Hulk scene?
Put me in, coach.
How bad is the Bruce Banner scenes in Infinity War though? It's god awful.
How bad is Bruce Banner in the MCU?
Yeah, I know, but he's bad.
Where Bruce Banner's literally like begging the Hulk to get it up.
One thing we have to say.
Whoa! What do you mean by that?
but you gotta think like
because he said they go, come on,
when Iron Man goes to the Sanctum Sanctorum in New York, that's a badass scene right off rip. Then you see Hulk's a little bitch that comes down and breaks the stairs, which is a dumbass scene. But
he's coming.
Takes the fucking out.
Tony, he's coming.
And then just the fact, like, I like how shit just hits.
I like that
right
though.
Away.
I like
and then
right
they go outside. Then he's talking to Ebony Maw.
Hulk gets his shit kicked in. You're like,
Squidward.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat.
That's because
like,
no one's
Hulk?
seen. But that's also another great like start to a movie because no one's ever seen Thanos like do anything.
Hulk
you see him and he just comes in with his
the
little
shit
squad,
out of the two strongest Avengers
like,
in the
with
10
one
in the
stone.
first 10 minutes.
He's
with
like,
one stone.
give him his fun, and then he just starts whooping his ass.
I will say this though, in Endgame, when you see, and I never thought I'd see this, Spider-Man in the Iron Spider suit riding Mjolnir with the Infinity Gauntlet in his hand. One of the most badass things I've ever seen.
What about when,
Dude,
the fact that Captain America picks up Mjolnir and then just starts whooping Thanos'
Okay, but no.
That's
Listen.
so
We can
good.
we can compare him fighting to his. He would have literally died. If
I wish
Yeah.
he would have
If
went
the
out like
portal
that
did.
rather than the way.
I wish so too, bro. I would have 1,000,000% rather have Captain America sacrifice over that
'cause-
selfish
yeah, you
ass
get a good ending
motherfucker
with
Iron
it.
Man, dude.
Yeah, facts.
If he would have died fucking fighting Thanos,
Now, do we think Doctor Strange putting up the one actually meant, hey, Tony, this is the one opportunity, vaporize yourself? Or it was like, Doctor
No, he
Strange,
said,
like,
hold
hang
up.
on,
He said,
hang
wait.
on 1 minute, hang on 1 minute.
Yeah,
You know,
wait. There is actually, I found one more possibility where we all win if you just hold up. Oh, shit. All right, you grabbed it.
Tony's like,
All
right
right.
now, Doctor Strange is like, no, I just
I
killed the
will
world's
say-
favorite Avenger.
let me ask you guys this. I will say that I just seen this on Instagram yesterday. It was like an alternate ending that a fan made where it's like when Thanos is about to snap the Infinity Gauntlet when he says, I am inevitable, and the movie just ends. If it would have ended right there, how would you react to that?
Rage.
That
Rage?
would have been really
Oh,
cool though to
fuck.
start Endgame with everyone like blipping away, but then it wouldn't have gave the time, like,
No, yeah.
Dude,
would've been
everybody
broken
died.
into,
You've
like, 2
seen
parts.
everybody blip away at the end of Infinity War. Why are you saying this shit, Aiden?
You just said when he snaps and that's it.
No, he means at the end of Endgame. Remember when he snaps and he looks his
I thought you
gauntlets
said
empty?
the end of Infinity War when he snaps. I'm like,
No.
duh.
You're so fucking
All right,
stupid.
well,
You need to elaborate more.
Well,
Dude. You're just
let's,
going, fucking
all right. So
talking out your
Brian,
ass.
we'll start with you, Brian. Make your pick here.
Yeah, so my pick is I'm going Endgame. If you would have asked me this like 2 months ago, I probably would have said Infinity War. It does flop for me, like you said, but I'm going Endgame.
Okay, I'm gonna go Infinity War. I think Infinity War
Okay.
is the better movie. It feels like
I want to go
almost
last.
feels like
I
a
like to finish
Thanos.
this off.
Okay, it feels like a Thanos movie too. I think he had some of the most screen time, but that makes sense. Like it's him going through the movie, collecting these stones. Yeah, and I like that all the Avengers aren't together in one battle scene the way they do it in Endgame. I like how they saved it for Endgame, but they're all separated and working against Thanos in a way where it's like, this is what we've been coming together as. Like, I think that just works really well. And all the fight scenes, and like I just feel like overall this movie's just nonstop fun. Whereas like Endgame really doesn't start until the time heist starts, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it is fun, it is cool to watch, but once the time heist starts where they're like go to New York 2012, that's when the movie starts to pick up for me.
Let me
Infinity War goes the entire time.
Can I just say that it did a great job of setting the tone because you love this movie, that Infinity War was fun. They lost, and you can't pick up this movie and it can't be as fun. Endgame had to roll with the fact that there was a 5-year gap because the Avengers could not defend the Earth. It's their one,
and half the population fucking died.
Yeah. Well, Brian, them losing was an Infinity War, not Endgame. Technically.
So why the fuck are you saying, oh, they didn't start to the time? No fucking shit, bro. Half the people are gone. They got
the time heist.
around.
Exactly, but that's my point.
Movie.
That's my point for the movie. I'm comparing one movie to the other. I love Endgame too. And honestly, after watching both movies in theaters, I would have said Endgame is the better movie. But over the last year or so, I've decided in myself that I believe Infinity War is the best MCU.
You want to be different, bro.
See, my counter.
I don't think it's different. I think most people think that.
You watch Infinity War, and even though how crazy it was while they lost, they didn't lose.
Yeah.
Oh, wait till Endgame, they're gonna be back. So that's another thing where.
But there's no point like in Infinity War.
Oh yeah, that was good, but let's see what Endgame does, and then Endgame comes and just.
There's points in Endgame where you could get up and go pee. Infinity War, there's not. There's not.
What the fuck?
I could.
Am I wrong?
No one got up to pee in a 3-hour plus movie, and
I would have. If I had to piss in Endgame, I would have literally peed in my cup. I am not missing.
I did.
I had to at the end.
Yeah, I had to.
I didn't go, but I had
to.
Thankfully.
Okay, so I'm Infinity War. Brian's Endgame. Yep. Mike, what are you?
I don't want to get okay. So I'm gonna tell you right now.
Best movie. As
a movie critic, I'm gonna go Infinity War. But as a fan, I'm gonna go Endgame.
Okay, that's not what we do here. We never do that here. What the fuck? Come on.
You just pick what you think is the best.
We're not critics.
We're not critics. We're small guys podcast. We're
not critics. What you think is the best?
I enjoyed Endgame more, but Infinity War is the better movie.
All right, he's going Infinity War.
He's going Infinity War.
Damn, Mike,
Aiden.
I hope they start letting you write in the New York Times, you fucking asshole.
Aiden, what you got?
I'm going with Endgame.
Brian, before Aiden, before
And
you
it leaves it to me.
go fuck yourself, Brian. How about that?
Yeah.
It leaves it to me.
Andrew, go ahead and tell him it's Iron Man and let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, it is Iron Man 1 and we're done here.
Mike, you would think that you would pick Endgame because you hate Iron Man so much he dies. You think that you would pick that movie, but I guess I'm wrong.
He gets stabbed in Infinity War, though.
Yeah.
That's good enough for
But he's
Mike.
alive.
That's good enough for Mike, though.
These are this is tough. We're all going back and forth. I originally was going Infinity War, but I think I'm gonna have to switch it up and still go Infinity War over Endgame.
You got me for a second there. Like, damn.
No,
it's
not a
tough,
bad pick.
but-
It's
Shocked
not a
it
bad
was-
pick. Like I said, bro, like you could go back and forth all day with these two fucking movies.
And if we're
But
they're
my
both-
thing is, like I said, I
both
just
great.
watched
Andrew,
that
save
scene
that.
with Captain America again, bro, and I told you, like, I was tearing up watching that, tears of joy. Like, that's
If we're-
fucking great movie right there, bro.
And if we're being honest here, we're probably gonna have the same debate probably for years on end and probably for the rest of our life.
You know, when
Maybe-
Secret Wars drops, we're all gonna be like, so
Nah,
which one's
Secret
the
Wars
better
gonna be
one?
good.
And if Secret Wars touches anything that Infinity War and Endgame did, then it's
Dude,
gonna be
I
a
hope.
three.
It's gonna be so much better.
I hope.
And
Well,
I have
Damn,
high hopes.
that was
for
fun, boys.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that was a long episode. I appreciate everyone for listening. Our next episode's a rewind on Joy. I think the only one that has seen this movie is Aiden, so we're excited to watch this one. With all of us going into it fresh.
It's
So
a chick flick, right?
Nope. It has
I know
Jennifer
Jennifer
Lawrence
Lawrence
as
is in it,
the
that's
lead
it.
role, and Bradley Cooper's the protagonist.
So you're not
Really?
arguing that it's not. These points seem like it is a chick flick.
I'm
All
a
right,
big
how about we
fan.
talk about
great.
that movie
It's history.
next week?
okay, all right.
All right.
It's a
Everyone,
great
if
history
you're
show.
listening, hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving and had some
Yep.
time with your
Yep.
family. Thank
And
you
like
to
I
all of
mentioned
our
in the last
listeners.
episode. Don't get caught stuffing that turkey.
No. We're having a
Grandma
small
won't be happy
guys
about
meet
that.
up Saturday. We'll drop the address if you guys make it. Actually listen on Friday. Let us know. We're doing a little thing on Saturday night.
And let us know in the comments on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everything. What is your favorite Marvel movie? What is your favorite?
Yeah, were we right or is it Thor?
Were we
Yeah,
wrong?
Dark
And how
World.
how stupid was Aiden Ryan? And
No,
everybody?
hey, we really want to
throughout this
know. Go in the
podcast.
comments. Tell us what you thought about this episode.
Tell us why Mike
drop
looks
what's
ugly
your
today.
what's your least favorite MCU movie and what's your most popular, your most favorite MCU movie, and also your date of birth, social security number, and
Credit card
Credit
number.
card information.
Your
credit
mom's
card
phone
Alrighty.
number.
and driver's license number.
Picture of your mom and her phone number will also
Yeah.
help us.
All right, boys.
All right, I love you guys.
All right, catch you on the
All right,
next episode.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Love you too.
Captain America over
Oh,
Iron
got
Man.
it.